Law and Order, SVU Season 26, Episode 5 might have set up a new couple to replace Rollins and Carisi. While Carisi and Rollins are still married and raising 3 children, there are few opportunities for them to have an on-screen storyline because Rollins has only rejoined the Law and Order, SVU Season 26 cast of characters on a recurring basis. Thus, most stories about Rollins and Carisi's family life focus exclusively on Carisi, and the couple's romance has been on hold except on rare occasions. This situation with Rollins and Carisi has been a problem since Dick Wolf Entertainment made the controversial decision to write Rollins out of Law and Order, SVU. Rollins' absence left more than one hole in the canvas, as both Rollins and her relationship with Carisi are popular. However, one scene in the latest episode of SVU suggests that another pair of co-workers is headed toward romance, which would help solve the problem of Rollins and Carisi's romance being paused. Silver and Bruno's brief conversation has some romantic tension in Law and Order, SVU Season 26, Episode 5. Sparks flew during a short conversation while on a stakeout. Law and Order, SVU Terry Bruno standing in Benson's office. During Law and Order, SVU Season 26, Episode 5, Bruno and Silver worked together to help keep an eye on Velasco while he was on an undercover mission. Their conversation was both brief and flirtatious, especially after Silver revealed that she had researched the detective she would be working with before deciding to transfer from the Brooklyn Homicide Unit to the Manhattan SVU, making it clear that the characters had chemistry. Bruno and Silver's conversation also planted the seeds for the type of future conflict that would only make sense if they were headed for romance. When Bruno asked if Silver had investigated him too, she mentioned that she knew about his lawsuit against the NYPD and that her dad isn't very happy with you. While this comment could simply mean that a storyline is coming up related to Bruno's lawsuit, it also suggested that Silver's father would disapprove of Bruno as a boyfriend, which is a conflict that only matters if there's a chance the two get together romantically. How a new romance can impact Law and Order, SVU Season 26 story. With Benson and Stabler on pause, Bruno and Silver are the only chance for a love story. Romance is not strictly necessary for a police procedural. However, the best Law and Order, SVU episodes in recent years have been ones that included a potential new relationship between Benson and Stabler or the home life of Rollins and Carisi. Romance enhances the main story on Law and Order, SVU, so a new relationship between Bruno and Silver could add some interest. Rollins and Carisi no longer appear together in Law and Order, SVU, and Benson and Stabler's relationship has also been paused, in part because Law and Order, Organized Crime Season 4 has not been released yet. Thus, it's more important than ever to have a new romance for the audience to focus on. Bruno and Silver developing a relationship would be an interesting and unexpected story to help replace the relationships that are no longer on screen for a variety of reasons.